We should be live, everyone. This is my Q&A here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinneberg. First ever Q&A in years. Sorry, not first ever, but first time in a long time that I have set up a Q&A for everyone. I haven't done it since the beginning of the channel, and I've missed doing the live streams. So I'm going to be here for the next 30 minutes to an hour, however long you guys want to keep me for. But this is all for you guys. This is not, I don't have topics that I'm going to be going over. This will be a live stream show that I will be doing every single week back here on the channel. I'm currently in discussions with one of my close friends who I've done multiple movie podcasts with, who should be joining me once every other week or once a month, whatever that's going to be. And now will be a show where we'll be live, but we'll be talking. We'll have a set list of topics that we'll be talking about. But for this show, if it's just me, I'm not going to come here and give you a bunch of topics. I want you guys to start the conversation. If there's a movie out that you like, that you want to talk about, if there's questions you want to have for me about YouTube, the movie theater business, that's had a lot of fun conversations here. Also, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. If you're new to the channel, if you're new, I talk all things movies, TV, box office. I do franchise rankings. I do, as I said, the box office breakdowns. Also, I just started doing out of theater reactions, which is new to this to YouTube as well, that I've been doing for the last 6 months, and it's really helped garner some growth here from Max Talks Movies. I'm trying to continue to do that. So if it's the first time here, ask some questions who have any questions about the channels as well. If you can see in the comments, I have, I'm going to, in a moment, pin the link in a minute. Let me just star this. So I just starred a chat. Let me know if everyone can see that. But if you can't see that, it's my first time in over a couple years doing a YouTube live stream. So if you see me kind of being off and on and looking at different tabs, it's because I am. But if you can see in the comments in the live chat, thanks, Katie, in the live chat, and you'll be able to see this in the comment section if you're watching this on a replay. But there is a Streamlabs linked that I finally created. It took me a while to figure out how to set that whole thing up. So the way Streamlabs work is it's just like what YouTube super chats are like. So at any point in the day, I will be doing live streams every single week. If there, for example, next week, if you want to ask me a question, you can put in a Streamlabs and donate some money here to the channel. It goes directly to me, unlike YouTube super chats, where YouTube takes well over 50% of the money with taxes. Streamlabs is there for us to at least get me and the show and the YouTube channel more of the money. So if you're, I'm going to leave it in most of the comments in the descriptions of all my videos now moving forward. But again, I'm not going to be taking Streamlabs. I don't want you guys asking questions for reviews, because my reviews will still be my reviews. The Streamlabs and the donations, that's only going to be for these type of shows. Even when I do a show with my friend and we're talking about topics, we're only going to bring up chat if you guys donate to the channel. So I'm going to have that to my right for the entire broadcast here today. If it's me just rambling on for 30 minutes, that's what it'll be. But I'm keeping track of tips. If you guys give any tips, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, it would go all straight to directly the channel, trying to get it to grow. We're almost at 215 subscribers. So we're growing. It's taken a long time to get to even like 150 subscribers, but over the last 6 months, we've really grown very quickly with daily new subscribers every day. So I want to thank everyone for helping share the channel, if they're sharing it to their families or all these things. But again, this is, as I said, a Q&A. I'm only going to be here as long as you guys want me to be here. So whenever you guys are ready, because it's the first episode, I'm not just going to exclusively pick through the Streamlabs and see what people have to say. I'm going to tell you guys that starting after every live stream, starting next week, I will be forcing you guys, if you want to have something spoken on the channel, you will have to donate for me to have your topic discussed on air. But for this week, this is going to be the fun week, the fun test week, where I would love for you guys to donate. That would mean a lot to me. But it would be great if we can just start with a great chat in the live chat here on YouTube. So if you have any other thoughts you want to talk about, I'm going to be here for the minimum 30 minutes. So 4:30 Eastern time is my minimum that I'll be out. We don't really get a lot of conversation going and anything like that. I'll head out at 4:30. If you guys want to keep talking and having all this fun conversation, I can keep it to the maximum of 5 o'clock. So I'm just going to wait for your guys' comments. Also, if you're also just watching this on the replay, I don't know why I didn't say that earlier. My preview for the week for reviews, I am heading out to Long Island this weekend. So I don't know how my total schedule work for putting out videos really for the whole weekend, because I am seeing A Quiet Place, the new A Quiet Place movie on Saturday. So the best, I probably would do an out of theater reaction. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do a full set review. Don't know what my setup is going to be like when I'm traveling. So it will be very interesting to see how that happens. But I'll be back here midway through Monday. So worst case scenario, my review for A Quiet Place Day 1 will drop on Monday. But for the rest of the week, same as usual, tomorrow will be the new box office breakdown show where Inside Out 2. I wait for Tuesday also. I used to do the box office show on Mondays. I've moved it to Tuesdays because the final numbers aren't set until Monday night. So I like waking up on Tuesday, filming that review, filming that breakdown for you guys. So tomorrow we'll be back with another box office breakdown. Wednesday, back with another review of The Acolyte, the Star Wars show. And we are going to be 5 episodes into The Acolyte. This is the first episode not watched by critics or anything like that. So we're all now in the same ballpark now, watching The Acolyte. So that review will be on Wednesday, and I will have a full season 3 spoiler review of The Bear. It got announced today that the episodes will not just drop at midnight; they'll be dropping at 9 o'clock Eastern on Thursday night instead of midnight Eastern on or 3 a.m. Eastern on Friday morning. So I'm going to try before I go to Long Island to bang out the entire season of The Bear so I can get up a review for you guys. If I can't get a review for you guys very quickly for The Bear, the best case will be Monday or Tuesday for that review. But so many reviews are coming out because there are so many movies. Hey, Brian, one of my biggest supporters here on YouTube. Really appreciate you. As Brian is here, Katie, who's also said something earlier. Again, I'm new with doing the having a live stream. I'm very rusty at this point doing the live stream. So Brian, welcome to the chat. If you just joined me, I'm just here for you guys. This is a Q&A. If you have any questions, thoughts, this is about movies or TV. Oh, just watched The Exorcism, says Brian. Brian, tell me your thoughts. I know you've been commenting to all of my videos. I am going to leave this up here for the moment. This is my Streamlabs link, Brian. Just create it. So if you want to donate to the channel, that would mean a lot. I'm doing these live streams now every week. But for this week, I'm just going to, you don't have to donate to get your comment read on the air. So if you want to donate this week, you can. If you don't, but starting next week, the only comments that I'll be probably reading on the air will be from Streamlabs. So definitely I'm going to leave that up there for you guys so you can donate to the channel. But just watched The Exorcism, thought it was better than it would. It was not for me. I saw this with my friend who I'm going to be doing these live streams with. More likely, hopefully, he says he's planning on doing this with me, but we'll see about it. But yeah, Brian, it was not for me. I appreciate, again, that's why I love having this YouTube channel. I love learning about people's opinions on movies, and movies are one of the most subjective mediums in the world. So again, I'm just going to check the Streamlabs. Oh, here we go. Thank you so much to Katie, who sent in our very first Streamlab, which means a lot. $1. Thanks, Katie. For now on, I won't be talking about the what the amount is, but I'm just going to read off some Streamlabs for you guys. So our first donation from Katie is what do you think will be the best movie of the year for critics and also for normal movie watchers if they are different movies? I see this is a very interesting question that I just don't see asked a lot. And Brian, I'll get back to you with The Exorcism in a second. I just want to talk about Katie's Streamlab. But I don't really think there needs to be a big difference between a critics loved movie and an audience loved movie. I think Deadpool and Wolverine, for example, I think is the perfect balance where I think critics are going to really enjoy Deadpool and Wolverine. But hey, Dark Room Reviews, welcome to the channel, Dark Room. I'm doing a live stream. 3 of you guys are in here. Let's have a fun discussion in the comments. I'm just answering this question from our first Streamlabs donation of my career. So if you want to donate to the Streamlabs, the link is right on screen and starred in the chat. But again, this is the only week that I'm going to say, if you guys want to comment, you don't have to donate this week. All the money is going for this channel. So please definitely help out if you can. But I'm not going to force anyone to do it this week. But Katie asked, what do you think will be the best movie of the year for critics and also for normal movie watchers? As I said, I do think that Deadpool Wolverine will be a good balance. I think between critics are going to really have fun with it, but I really think audiences are going to drive that movie. A good example of that is Inside Out 2, which just came out not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And obviously it's already going to be the first $1 billion movie of the year. And Inside Out 2 has been beloved by both critics and audiences. So there are movies like that do both. Every 5 minutes, guys, I will be checking the Streamlabs to see if you guys are donating. If not, as I said, no problem. Take no offense this week. But it means a lot that Katie is the first person to Streamlab. That link is right on screen and in the chat. But welcome, Darkroom Reviews, another fellow YouTuber who has been very vocal in my videos over the last week or two. Thank you so much for commenting. I love talking to other people about movies, especially someone like me who's trying to make it on YouTube. So thanks so much for joining me today. But he just said he just watched Thelma in theaters. Darkroom, how did you like it? Did you enjoy it? It's an indie movie, if I'm not mistaken. And I've heard mostly good things, if I'm not mistaken. It's definitely a movie that's not in the, I'm just making sure I have this right. Yeah, I thought the June Squibb movie. Let me know your thoughts, Darkroom. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I don't think it's playing near me. I could double check that. I'm trying to get to the movies as much as possible. So let me know your thoughts on Thelma. Going back to Brian's earlier point where he brought up the fact that he watched The Exorcism. That movie was not for me. It's my bottom 10 for sure of the year so far. But he said the thought is what The Exorcist Believer could have been. And I hated watching The Exorcist Believer. Not a good movie. And while I don't think The Exorcism is a good movie, it is better than Exorcist Believer. But again, I gave Exorcist Believer a 0.5 star, and I gave The Exorcism a 1 star. So those movies, I don't think there's major differences between those films. Just my opinion. Again, you're going to keep refreshing the Streamlabs. If you guys donate, it means so much to me if you guys do indeed donate to the channel. If you're not familiar with Streamlabs, me as a YouTuber, I do collect more portions of that money that you guys want in Streamlabs than a regular super chat. So again, I am trying this out new. We're only 15 minutes into this live stream. I already had a great conversation, Katie, Brian, and Darkroom Reviews. Thank you so much. I see that 3 of you are listening in right now. Talk to me. Talk in the chat. I'm waiting for you guys. I'm here as long as you guys want me to be here for. As I said, I'm out of here by 4:30 to 5 range. So let me know. What are your thoughts on anything going on in movies? Darkroom, if you want to talk about Thelma, we can talk about Thelma. Brian, even though I disagree with you, we're going to have a fun conversation if we keep talking about The Exorcism. And as I said, my plan is to do this every single week. I want to make sure I get a day of the week down because I don't think I'll be able to do this live stream again next Monday. But some point every week, I'll be doing one Q&A live stream or a Max Talks Movies news episode. waiting to park. Oh, no problem, Brian. No problem at all. No rush. I appreciate you being one of the couple people tuning into this live stream. You never get to see my background. This is where I've been filming the last 3 years. The first year was back in Los Angeles, but now I'm back home in Philadelphia. So this has been my background for 3 months, but in basically a month, I am moving to my first studio apartment. Darkroom, I don't know why it's not letting you. I'm very new to Streamlabs. I can look for you right now why it wouldn't be letting you to do it. Because again, it means so much that you're even trying to do it. But let me just make sure that it's all set up for you guys. It should be all set up. So I'm sorry that this is not working. Again, this is my first day using it. It worked for Katie, so I don't know why it wouldn't be working for you. But I would try again. Let me know. Ready for Mike Flanagan to revive The Exorcist in 2026. If you follow this channel, he's one of my favorite filmmakers. I've adored most of the Mike Flanagan Netflix shows. I missed, I think it's called Midnight Club, something like that. That was the one Mike Flanagan thing I did not watch. But House of Usher, Haunting of Hill House is in my top 3 favorite shows of all time. You got, as I said, Fall of House of Usher. You have Midnight Club's whatever, but Midnight Mass was excellent. Okay, thanks, Katie. So this is for you, Darkroom Reviews, which is that you have to sign up. You can do it through your Google or YouTube account. So please, I'm new to this totally. And Katie has become my first person who donated. So thank you so much for helping out Darkroom Reviews with his question. But to get back to you, the Exorcist franchise has never been for me. I like the original film a lot. It's not a horror movie that means a whole lot to me. Mike Flanagan, I'll watch anything Mike Flanagan, especially now movies too. Doctor Sleep is a really excellent movie in my opinion. Gerald's Game was a lot of fun on Netflix. So so I'm all for Mike Flanagan. It's sad. It's sad what's been going on with him and Netflix, that relationship. But I'm hopeful that Mike Flanagan get me onto the Exorcist train. Katie says Hill House, one of the top favorite shows. I watch horror. It's one of my favorite genres. That show is one of the rare things in my life that has terrified me. The one jump scare towards the back half with the bedneck lady in the car flying through that has always freaked me out. I mean, that has always freaked me out. That jump scare got me the first time. It's a long lasting memory. In the car, when I was watching at home, I guess I'm going to look up right now when officially Hill House came out. I was scared like that. With a jump scares are really hard for me to please. But that jump scare, 2018, that jump scare got me. And, but again, I actually one of the people who liked Haunting of Bly Manor. I thought that it wasn't as great as Hill House, but I still really enjoyed that show. But Fall of House Usher and Midnight Mass and Hill House are 3 premier shows. So if you guys haven't seen that, those 3 shows, I highly recommend it. I also have reviews for all of his shows, starting with Haunting of Bly Manor on this channel. So definitely stay tuned for that. Love all the discussion here in the comments. Katie also comes in and asks, after watching some of the recent Star Wars shows that have come out recently, where are your expectations with the cinematic franchise setting or sitting? All right, thanks, Darkroom. Again, you can donate at any point. This is not a donation that is live, just on my live streams any day, any second. But I am only going to be talking about your comments on the Streamlabs on my live streams. I won't be promoting it vocally on my reviews. But to get back to Katie's question, which is something that I'm very passionate about, which is Star Wars. Yes, they are going to make a big movie. We're talking about the Rey movie that they've discussed. they are going to make a Mandalorian Grogu movie that culminates with the Mandalorian seasons and the Ahsoka stuff and the Book of Boba Fett. All those tie-ins will all be in that movie, but we're still going to get one more season of Ahsoka, one more season of Mando. I'm tired, honestly, of Star Wars just exclusively being on TV. It's been 5 years now, 4.5 years since Rise of Skywalker. And I think that Star Wars has been very nervous about putting another movie that isn't an episode, that isn't tied in with the Skywalker saga. And I'm the biggest Star Wars fan. These shows have not clicked for me for the most part. I love the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. I love the first season of Andor. But other than that, Obi-Wan was very disappointing to me. Book of Boba Fett, not a very good show from a structural perspective. And I'm not talking about animation. I'm talking about the live action shows. And The Acolyte is not for me at the moment. I had a okay time with the first 2 episodes, but things have gone downhill for The Acolyte since episode 3. I thought episode 3 was bad, and I really didn't like episode 4, just because it was 25 minutes. All of these things, it was not working for me. So I've never felt so frustrated with a Star Wars show or movie than I am right now with The Acolyte. I'm not giving up on the show. We're only 4 episodes in of 8 episodes, but it really needs to reel me back in order for me to enjoy the show again. So I'm nervous about the cinematic thing. Just got dark here out of nowhere at 4 o'clock. I don't know why that happened. But I want Star Wars to be back. It's one of the most famous, if not the most famous franchise, but since really Last Jedi, the fan base has been divided. People aren't as pumped up about Star Wars projects because they'll announce stuff that never sees the light of day. And we have another show coming out this summer with Skeleton Crew, I believe, at some point. So I'm addicted to Star Wars. I'll watch all of it. I'm the biggest animated fan of Star Wars, like Bad Batch, Clone Wars, and Rebels. But yeah, right now it's not getting me pumped up about Star Wars, and that's tough for me because I am. If people know me very well, I'm very passionate about Star Wars. So let's keep going as well. As again, Katie explaining, you had to sign up. You had to go through your Google or YouTube account to donate to the channel. So whenever you guys want to, it is available for you guys. Darker reviews, Max. What's your physical media like at the moment? This is where we're going to differ, Darkroom. I don't really have. My family, we used to get all the Blu-rays and things like that, but I'm in the new era of streaming and all these things. I don't have any physical like DVDs or anything like that on me. I want to get probably stuff like that, but I have an Apple TV. I have, which gives me all these streaming services, and I can go on all these streaming services to get movies. I've never been a collector. I collect sports tickets, but I don't really collect movie things. So I wish I was in that club. If I was born maybe in a different era, I would have done better with physical media. Katie also saying that Hill House is one of her top 3 shows. It is. It's a special show that I've rewatched twice. I've watched recap videos, all the videos. I adore Mike Flanagan, who is, again, taking over The Exorcist. Brian, I have not seen this. This is a franchise I have not dove into. I haven't heard much about it. So you said it was great. I might have to go check that out and let you know what I thought about it. And Katie talked about the scene I just talked about in Hill House. It is, everyone says that scene because that scene gets you. And so here is Darkroom soundtrack. Thank you, Darkroom. Really appreciate that. The shows are losing you. And that's what many people are saying. I think that's the big thing with The Acolyte right now, Katie, is you have a portion of people that are being very hurtful about the way they're talking about reviews, just attacking the show based off of the people on and behind the scenes. That's not what I am doing. I mean, and what I'll say about that is the sad part is that those people that are, which is actually a bigger portion of people think who are against the show due to its, its messaging and stuff like that, are now coming together because the people like me just aren't enjoying the show. And now you have people, it's such a hateful fandom at the moment. That was never what it was like for me growing up. I grew up with the prequels, and my generation adored those movies. I don't really love 1 or 2, but I love Revenge of the Sith. Grew up with the Clone Wars shows. It was really positive time. And I remember when Force Awakens came out, I was living in Los Angeles. I went the opening night to El Capitan Theater, which if you're not familiar with Hollywood is one of the most famous theaters in America. It's where Disney holds all of their movies exclusively. Or that one theater just does Disney movies, and they had this whole Star Wars Force Awakens event on the Thursday night or Friday afternoon. And I went, they had all the costumes there. And it felt like the Super Bowl for me. I hadn't, because Revenge of the Sith came out when I was 3 years old. And I never saw a Star Wars movie in theaters outside of the Clone Wars movie. So that meant a lot to me. It felt like a big deal. Star Wars was back with The Force Awakens. And then the moment Last Jedi came out, everyone has picked a very divisive angle to go on. So I want to keep talking Star Wars. I will not stop talking Star Wars, but I just wish there were better things for me to be talking about in Star Wars than what's been happening over the last 5 years. Darkroom reviews again. I think Flanagan's working on a show for Amazon Prime. Yeah, he is as well. This issue with Netflix, I can't believe it happened because he has had so many massive winners from a show perspective with them. I know House of Usher wasn't a mega hit like his other shows were, but from quality, it was right up there. But yeah, so Flanagan's working on a show for Amazon Prime, which I remember him doing. I hope it goes well on Amazon Prime. I have Prime Video, so whatever Mike Flanagan does, I watch. So Brian says, "Give me all Star Wars." Well, I'm like that as a fan and someone who wants to do reviews for you guys, but yeah, it's been a tough time, man. Darkroom Reviews says, Max, are you on Twitter or Instagram? I'm on both. So let me just get rid of this so you can see my name. So my name spelled out like this backwards. What I mean is Dinnenberg Max with the D capitalized is my Twitter account. It is in the comments section of all my videos. And let me just double check that's exactly what my thing. So at Dinnenberg Max with the D and the M capitalized, that's one word. That's my Twitter page. I do post, I don't post my out of theater reactions on Twitter, but I post my social media reaction, which is I post a GIF of the movie and I tweet out a little paragraph of my thoughts right after I get out of the theater. So if you don't want to keep watching me walk the streets, which I love doing, I also give Twitter another way to do it by doing the social media reaction. Instagram, I currently am on Instagram as well. I just did a live show on Instagram 5 minutes before I came on here. That is at Max Dinnenberg, one word, no caps. Please follow. I really would appreciate that. Back to Brian, Claudio, all the Force Awakens, if we could only return back to that time. I know, it was, especially when I went to that El Capitan Theater and everyone was pumped and happy and proud to be a Star Wars fan. And yes, is The Force Awakens very similar to A New Hope? It is, and I think it was too much similar to A New Hope, but it rejuvenated people's interest in Star Wars. And the Skywalker saga was back. They had Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill all back. And the new characters were interested with Rey, Finn, and Poe, and Kylo. And it gave us all hope. What could this trilogy be? And J.J. Abrams is doing it, but they just never had a clear-cut plan. That led to Rian Johnson making his own thing and then them rehiring J.J. to do Rise of Skywalker and that whole thing going downhill. So, you know, it's a shame. I wish 2015 was a big year for Star Wars, and I don't really think Star Wars has recovered since Last Jedi in 2017. Mandalorian definitely got people pumped again, but from a movie perspective, nothing has come close to unanimous approval and excitement that we got for The Force Awakens. It's 4:30. I'm just going to double check the Streamlabs to make sure everyone who did tip has tipped. Katie, thank you so much again for tipping. I'm still going to stay on here because we have a lot more comments to get to here. So again, if you want to tip, I have started here where you can tip to me as well. Katie has already tipped. You sign in with your Google or your YouTube account, and that's how you get in. And then it's how you, and all of the money that you guys send, for the majority of it, goes straight to me. So instead of YouTube super chats, which take up so much of the money that goes directly to creators. Streamlabs does not. So please, if you want to donate, please donate. Starting next week, I'm only going to be talking about the comments that you guys do via Streamlabs. So this is the only week I'm just going through the live comments without Streamlabs attached to it. All right, let's go back to where I was. And Brian continued on that Star Wars needs to be an event. It does. Force Awakens for me was just as big as an event for me as Spider-Man No Way Home. People going to El Capitan Theater, you should definitely look that up if you have not been there. Everyone was dressed up as Star Wars gear. Everyone was clapping. There was a lightsaber show at the beginning before the movie started. You have to walk through the costumes of the actual movie. And people were just pumped. And I've never felt so gleeful leaving a movie. What an experience. And if you live in Los Angeles and you can go to El Capitan for an opening weekend of a new big Disney franchise movie that's Marvel or Star Wars or Pixar, I highly recommend it. They do a great job over there. Katie's question, do you think any recent movies that have come out in the past few years will become cult classics? I remember hearing people talk about Lisa Frankenstein, how the vibe fits those early 2000s. I do think Lisa Frankenstein will be a cult hit. I actually am the person who likes that movie a lot. I'm a big Catherine Newton fan, and that movie worked. It was written by Diablo Cody, who wrote Tully and Juno and things like that. I highly recommend Lisa Frankenstein. It's still available on Peacock, if I'm not mistaken. That will be a cult classic because it's a movie that's very out there. And I think the new generation of people younger than us, Katie, are going to gravitate towards Lisa Frankenstein. And yeah, so I think Lisa Frankenstein will be on. What other movies do you think will be cult classics? I would really have to. I'm going to go through it right now on my letterbox, which you can also follow at Max Dinnenberg, and you can get my rankings and all my reviews of my scores before anyone else finds out on YouTube. So if you want to do that, you can check. I'm going to go. Cult classics is always very tough. I still think, I know Saltburn was a movie that was a mega hit on social media. That will have a cult following forever, I think. People are just going to adore and keep watching Saltburn for decades to come. Because it does have that old school flair to it where it doesn't really need to be in any era to watch it. So that's from 2023. I'm just going to check my 2022 movie list and then, or 2021 movie list. Brian, sorry, I just saw your post, Brian. Arrived to the gym, hope to contribute to your Streamlabs Max soon. This live stream was cool. Hope to catch way more down the line. Thanks, Brian. Thanks so much. Again, thank you. The fact that someone, I know Katie already donated $1, but even that means so much to me. And we're trying to grow this community out. We've been growing a lot with the help of you, Brian, as well, being one of the most faithful people to this YouTube channel. You always comment on the videos. You always want to have a fun conversation. And I wish that's what more people on YouTube are like. So thanks, Brian. Go kill it at the gym. I wish I could relate because I don't go to the gym. And if you look at me in person, people like to say, or I like to tell myself I'm a twig. So enjoy yourself at the gym. And we're going to be wrapping things up anyway, Brian. So anything you missed here, you can also catch on the replay. This video goes straight to the YouTube. So thanks, Brian. Really appreciate that. You also commented that so many shows have diluted the event aspect of Star Wars. It has. It was an event. Maybe the Mandalorian and Grogu movie becomes an event because people still love those characters. I hope. I want Star Wars to feel as big as MCU movies or Disney movies or anything like that. Thanks, Brian. He says he also been sharing the videos on Facebook to help spread the word. That means so much to me. You don't have to do that whatsoever. Didn't have to do that, but the fact you are, again, I'm doing this all for fun. I did this for fun, but as I'm getting older, since the channel started, I'm trying to make this also a big part of my life. And the way I do that is more support. That's either through subscriptions, through liking the videos, which I also can, everyone, if you're also watching live, please like the video. That really helps the YouTube algorithm out. And also, I just started Streamlabs. And the way you guys can help me there is donating to the channel. Means so much. The fact that you're sharing videos on Facebook, and we have never met in person before, and I don't know you on a personal level, that means so much to me. So, Brian, thank you so much. Again, I'm doing this, Brian, every single week. At some point, I'm going to nail down a day of the week and let you know in the community channel. So if you see on my community channel on YouTube, I'll post things on when I'm doing live streams and things. So, Brian, thank you so much. You mean so much to this channel. And again, you can Streamlab donate 24/7. It is live now. I got it live starting this morning. So starting on every live stream moving forward, in order to have a comment read on the air, you will have to Streamlab me. Streamlabs.com/MaxTalksMovies/tips is how you donate. And the tip goes directly into my pocket. So thank you so much, Brian, and have fun at the gym. We're going to wrap things up in a couple minutes here. So get in your comments, get in your Streamlabs and your comments here in the live chat. We're heading down the home stretch of my first brand new set of live streams here to the channel. Katie says that the only movie franchise that gave me the same excited feeling as Star Wars was Marvel, and I feel like they're following the same path. Yes and no. I think Marvel's definitely in a rough patch right now. I think people are harsher on the MCU than I am. I've actually enjoyed more of the projects the last 5 years. Now, while I've enjoyed more of the product than most people, it doesn't mean it's top tier MCU. And MCU does mean a lot to me. I grew up with the MCU, came out when I was 6. I wish the MCU was back. Again, the only movie from recently that has clipped into my top 10 all-time MCU movies was Spider-Man No Way Home, which is also a Sony movie. That's at number 1. And Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I'm very high on. I love that movie. But other than that, yeah, it's been tough sledding for the MCU. A lot of divisive movies like Quantumania, not very good. Thor Love and Thunder, Eternals, The Marvels, very disappointing. And then you go to the shows, and outside of Loki, every show has had a very divisive nature. She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, Echo, all misfires in my opinion. Miss Marvel, fun little show, not a good show, but not an awful show or anything like that. I'm a big fan of Moon Knight, but you're right. They're doing a lot of content, and Disney has been, over the last 5 years since Disney Plus started, quantity over quality. And right now, they used to just make 2 or 3 movies a year, and Star Wars would be a movie every other year. But yeah, you're right. I think MCU will be back on track. Deadpool Wolverine is the only movie they're bringing out this year. I think that'll be, if it's not the biggest movie of the year, it'll be one of the biggest movies of the year. I'm going to get dry my throat. Already feeling it for talking for 40 minutes straight. But I think Deadpool Wolverine will get the MCU back on track because there's nothing coming out this year for the MCU. They'll have 6 to 8 months of really goodwill. And I trust the creative team behind Deadpool Wolverine. I love the first Deadpool. I have fun with the second Deadpool. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is, for me, the best comic book casting maybe of all time. Right up there from kind of a superhero perspective. I'm not including Heath Ledger in that. So, and Heath Ledger's number 1. So Hugh Jackman would be number 2 for me. So I'm very excited. Again, thanks, Brian, for all your support. You also said the fact that Madam Web has been killing it on Netflix. Well, you know why, Brian? It's because all these people, again, people are not going to the movie theaters as much. And no matter how bad a movie is, if it gets a lot of conversation and then it pops up on one of your streaming services, people are going to be like, you know what? People are talking about this movie, no matter in a good or bad way. I'm going to go check this out and see what the chatter is about. Morbius had the same thing when it first hit Netflix. It definitely blew up a little bit. Madam Web isn't exploding or anything on Netflix, but people are definitely watching it. Again, it's in my bottom 2 of the year so far. Everyone has kind of crapped on that movie enough. I don't want to keep joining in. You can find my out of theater reaction and my review already here on the channel. But yeah, Madam Web, massive misfire, especially because I'm the biggest Dakota Johnson fan. She's one of my favorite actors working today. Just watched her in a movie a couple weeks ago called Am I Okay on, what was that on? Was that on Prime Video or Hulu? I can't remember now. Am I Okay? And Am I Okay is a very good movie. Lost Daughter. Also, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, one of my favorite movies of the last 5 years. It's on Apple TV Plus. I would highly recommend people checking out that movie as well. Just check the Streamlabs. No one else donating at the moment. Again, you don't have to this week, but last calls here for the Streamlabs. You can always donate over the next week. If you want to ask me a question for the next live stream, donate a Streamlab, and they'll be brought up on the show. I have seen Suspiria, Brian. Suspiria is a mixed thing for me with Suspiria, more negative than positive. But I know Dakota Johnson's in it, and I know she's been in the 50 Shades movies and Madame Web and Suspiria. She's been in some bad stuff, but I think if you guys are willing to, she's proven Lost Daughter, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, Am I Okay, a lot of movies that she is a fantastic actress. And because her only mainstream things have kind of been bad misfires, she gets a lot of crap from people. And I'm never going to give crap to Dakota Johnson. I mean, a lot of people in that movie are really good actors in Madame Web. And it's not good. Not good. Katie says the bar is so high for them. I feel like they will continue to struggle for a little while with getting back on track. They will. I think Deadpool Wolverine will be very interesting because there's going to be a lot of cameos in it. It's supposed to be the reset to the MCU. And Deadpool and Wolverine are two of the most universally beloved characters, especially with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds portraying them. So we'll see if it's as divisive. We'll see. I don't think it will. I think it'll be very good. But again, we don't know. I haven't seen the movie. Critics haven't seen the movie. It does come out, though, in 1 month. And I'm very excited. This platform will be great because the week after Deadpool Wolverine comes out, this will be a great place to do a live stream and talk spoilers for that movie, because I do think there's going to be a bajillion things to talk about in Deadpool and Wolverine. Everything I know about Madame Web is against my will. I don't recommend it. It's not a fun bad. It's just a bad. I think Morbius at times is kind of bad. But there's some little fun, like bad movie vibes with it. Even though Morbius I also hate just as much as Madame Web, but there's a little more fun to have in Morbius. Madame Web is trying to be a dead serious movie for the entire thing. So, not good. Brian and Katie now. Nice dynamic here in the YouTube chat. I like it. Brian says, OMG, you need to see Suspiria. I haven't seen Suspiria. Not even the nepotism babies are safe from the bad Marvel movies. But you know what? Dakota Johnson, yes. People consider I don't really like the Nepo baby stuff. Dakota Johnson is a proven phenomenal actress who would have made it to Hollywood with or without her last name. I know, Brian, that Dakota is in it 8 times. 8? Suspiria? Why have you seen that? I mean, is that one of your favorite movies of all time or something? 8 times? That is a lot. I think I've seen it once. Yeah, I've never thought about revisiting Suspiria, the new Suspiria. A lot of I've forgotten about, so maybe I do need to see it. But I love Luca Guadagnino, who just directed Challengers. He directed Call Me By Your Name, Bones and All. That's probably one of my least favorite Luca Guadagnino movies. But hey, if you've seen it 8 times, go with it. Dakota also did a very strange movie with Armie Hammer on Hulu a few years back. Kind of creepy. It's called Bones. That is some. See, look at this is why we're doing this chat. I have Bones. Just Bones is what it's called. I'm going to look on IMDb right now and see if I can find it. She also has a new movie coming out called Daddy-O with Sean Penn. Don't know if I'm going to see it or not. It's not playing wide, so maybe that's like a streaming movie I can go watch. It's called Bones. Let me just see. I know Bones is a It's a TV show. I don't think that's Dakota Johnson, so we'll look into that. If you can find it, Brian, I'll definitely maybe see it. Again, Armie Hammer stuff blew up also last week, and not a lot of fun to talk about. I don't really like talking about those type of allegations because I want to be positive. I'm an upbeat, positive person, but there are times where you do need to talk about some stuff. You really liked it. Well, 8 times is a lie if you just liked it, if you really liked it. So, That's the one Guadagnino movie I don't go back and rewatch. Call Me by Your Name I've seen 3 times. I've seen Bones and All twice, and I've seen Challengers once. But once Challengers hits here at home, I'll be watching that first thing. So Challengers is my second favorite movie of the year so far. So I love Luca. I always feel like TikTok always picks a movie to obsess over. Right now, is it? I love that movie. If that's true, if it's Bodies by His Bodies that's blowing up, I love that movie. And I saw it, and it did barely even made $2 million. I saw it in theaters, and I loved it. Once I watched it, I knew it wasn't going to be for everyone because it's a group of Gen Z college-esque kids, and one of them is Amandla Stenberg, who is the leading actress of the Acolyte. It's a murder mystery with some messed up kids and privileged kids who are going crazy when this game goes wrong. I highly recommend Bodies by His Bodies. Not a lot of people are, but I am. Do you try to keep up with what gets popular there? I normally don't. I don't have TikTok, and had no idea this movie was blowing up. I'm so happy. I think the movie came out 2 years ago, or maybe even last summer. Did it come out last summer? I'm going to look this up. That's another good idea for a cult classic, but I wasn't thinking that because it definitely. The only reason why I wouldn't say it's a cult classic yet, and we'll see, is it's very specifically about the Gen Z generation. I think a lot of adults who saw it who maybe don't like this generation aren't going to like the movie because they definitely put Gen Z and they raise it to like a 20. The acting and the performances of what a Gen Z person is like. But there's a lot of good actors in that movie. You have Maria Bakalova, who's in Borat 2. She's the other leading character. And they also have Rachel Sennett, Chase Sue Wonders, and Pete Davidson in a very funny role. He's not in a lot of movies, but so it says you can watch it on Netflix right now. So if you can't see it on Netflix, let me know if you like it and come back here and we'll discuss it. You're right. Mean Girls was very much the same thing. But Bodies by His Bodies is a rated R murder horror type movie with a lot of blood in it. 2022. Yeah, I just looked it up. It has a lot of blood in it. Mean Girls is not pushing it to that degree. I mean, the kids in Bodies by His Bodies are cursing a lot. There's blood, there's gore. There isn't that in Mean Girls. But you never know. I'm rooting for Bodies by His Bodies to be a cult classic. Every time someone brings it up to me, I try to tell them to go watch the movie. So give it a chance. It's like a quick 90 minutes too. And I remember when that movie ended, and I'm not going to spoil it here, but the way the movie ends, my whole theater was shocked in a great way and laughing. So if it got that good of a reaction in my theater in Los Angeles 2 years ago. Over dramatic, yeah, 2022, I know what you're saying. The Mean Girls, OG Mean Girls all the way. I'm not passionate about Mean Girls. I enjoy the first Mean Girls. It's not an iconic movie to me. Other than Rachel McAdams, she's the reason why I rewatch. I'm not a big Lindsay Lohan fan, but it's cool to always see like a young Amanda Seyfried or Rachel McAdams. I didn't mind the new Mean Girls. I know it's based off The Prey. Renee Rapp is awesome. It's not a great movie, but did I have fun watching the new Mean Girls? Yes. It was very colorful. It was very energetic. I wasn't bored. And Renee Rapp was phenomenal in the movie. But again, I'm someone who has no passion for the original film. Because it's 4:50, I'm just going to stay until 5. So 10 more minutes. Get in anything else you want to say. If it's a Streamlab, if it's a comment, keep it coming. If you're watching on replay, comment down below. I'll respond to all the comments. We're so close here. 10 minutes away. You guys kept me here for an hour. I really appreciate you guys keeping me here. What's your worst movie take? Okay, you're trying to get me to lose fans here by asking that question. Worst movie take. Man. So, Pixar is my most passionate film studio. That's where I get my hot takes from, because there are some movies that connect with me and there are some that not. And the two hot takes that I have are, I think Up and WALL-E are some of the most overrated movies of all time. I think a lot of people are agreeing with me more on Up. I am on an island. WALL-E is okay to me at best. Like, it's a beautiful film. The first half is pure perfection, where they're on the silent place with WALL-E. But the moment that movie goes to space and there's the fat people and the action scenes, it feels like two totally different movies to me. I think that's the point of the movie. It just wasn't for me. Oh, Katie and I know. I've talked to so many people about my take on WALL-E, and I get the same reaction from you. So I get it. I'm on an island, and I know that. And I know that for a lot of people, it's not just one of their favorite Pixar movies. It might be their favorite Pixar movie. But it's a very well-made film. I highly respect it. I would rather watch that than Up, because I think Up is all about its first 10 minutes, and the rest of the movie is very whatever. Let me see. I just did my Pixar list. I did a Pixar ranking here on the channel a week ago. Check out that video where I rank all the Pixar sequels, prequels, and spin-offs, because they're heavily talking just doing that from now on. But so WALL-E is my number 16 out of 28, and I know that's pretty low for Pixar. That's pretty solid. But that's my worst movie take. I don't see a masterpiece that everyone has seen. And I saw that movie when I was 6, and I have not changed my opinions. I respect the hell out of that movie because it's a silent movie for the first hour or so. So the first 45 minutes or so, and then it turned into like this space adventure. The space adventure was not for me. That's what it is, Katie. That is what it is. Do a second to last check of the Streamlabs to make sure anyone's want to get another donation in. And thanks, Katie, for being the first one to tip. I'm sure some people are going to tip. I'll leave this on screen. If you want to donate to the channel, that would mean so much to me. I am doing this all by myself. I edit my own videos. I film my own videos. I'm doing this all on my own. So any way to donate to help put money into this YouTube channel to help grow would mean a lot. Where does Inside Out 2 rank? I actually changed it yesterday. Inside Out 2 is at number 11, and it's going to go up even more. The anxiety element of the movie hit me really hard. Very emotional. I have nostalgia for other movies. Like, my top 10 is pretty squared right now. But it's number 11 for me. I got choked up watching it in the theater, the ending of the movie, with how it deals with anxiety. Didn't cry or anything, but it struck me how relatable it was. I'm someone who deals with anxiety, panic attacks on a daily basis. Every day it happens at some point. And that is how I feel in those moments. And it was very relatable. I got home, I thought about it, and I got emotional thinking about the movie. So I'm going to rewatch it when it comes out here on Disney Plus or whatever. And maybe the more I watch it, the more it climbs up this list, and probably will get into the top 10 in the next couple of years. Right now, on one viewing, it's at number 11 because there's other movies on my top 10. All the movies in my top 10 give me some level of emotion. So, number 11. Inside Out 2, bringing Pixar back from the dead for me. Toy Story 4, best movie since Toy Story 4 for me. So, yes. Also, Kate, if you ever want to watch Bodies, Bodies, I'm down to watch that with a group of people because I like watching that movie a lot. We got 5 minutes here, guys. Streamlabs, chats, anything like that, please put them in here. We're heading down the home stretch. 5 more minutes until I am going to leave you guys for the day. Again, more videos this week coming out. Tomorrow will be my box office breakdown show. Wednesday will be a review of The Acolyte. A Quiet Place Day 1, the new Netflix movie with Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman. I'll have a review for that. So many reviews. And then next week, you got Despicable Me 4. You got so many movies coming out. It's so exciting. I'll be here reviewing all of them on the channel. My last review was not a good movie, but go check it out. Trigger warning. That review came out yesterday. Let's see. A couple more comments came in. You should rank Pixar or Disney antagonists, their backstories and charm. I actually do. If you go back years ago, and I haven't done one in probably 3 years, but Katie, if you go back all the way to my YouTube channel, if you go back to my YouTube channel, I did a Pixar movie villains ranking. I don't know if it was with Joe and Ty. Actually, while I'm doing this, I'm going to check who I did that video with. Because I like doing those videos a lot. I haven't done live streams since then. I'm going to look right now who did the Pixar villain list. I did Pixar duos ranking list, ranking the dynamic duos in Pixar. I did that 3 years ago with my good friend Joe Baldwin in LA. That video is up on the channel. I did do Pixar villains with myself and Joe Baldwin. We ranked 10 Pixar villains on our list. Joe is very passionate with Pixar like I am. And then myself, Joe, and Ty, my friend Ty Simpkins, we all ranked all of the Pixar movies, the top 10 Pixar movies. But again, this past week, please click the video on the channel. Pixar sequels, spin-offs, and sequels. I did a full ranking of all 10 of those for Pixar. So that was Cars 2 and 3, Finding Dory, Lightyear, Monsters University, Incredibles 2, Inside Out 2, and the 3 Toy Story sequels. I did a full ranking on that. Brian, what do you think of the Crow remake? I like the first Crow a lot. I am a massive Billy Skarsgård fan. I think Bill Skarsgård is awesome in everything he's in. It looked good to me. I'll say it. I don't think the look was as captivating as the original Crow, but Bill Skarsgård has a look of his own as well. And the trailer got me hooked. I'm definitely interested in the Crow remake. While that we're doing that, let me see when that movie is coming out, because I am excited for it. He's also going to be in Nosferatu. He is in everything this year. But The Crow comes out August 23rd, so towards the end of summer. I'll be watching that movie, and the only thing I'm not excited about is the director, Ghost in the Shell director, and Snowman, Snow White and the Huntsman. Don't get me excited for it, but Bill Skarsgård does. So that review will also be on the channel in 2 months. That movie comes out 2 months from yesterday. So there you go, Brian. Wrapping things up, Katie, who again, bringing up another great point. Let's see. If you watch Bye 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 with me, I might go as far as watching Rocky with you. I might take you up on that offer. Trust me, I would love to see it. I've seen those Rocky movies a billion times. Katie has not seen, I don't think, a single Rocky movie. Maybe the first one once, but I want to watch Bye 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 with an audience. It definitely will shock people what happens during the movie. I like supporting those indie type movies with really good casts. And Amandla Stenberg, as I said in my Star Wars reviews of The Acolyte, Amandla Stenberg is a great actress, just in the bad show. That's what she's in. She's not a bad actress, anything like that. I've seen her do so much better outside of The Acolyte, and that includes Bye Bye Bye. So checking the Streamlabs one more time. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Katie, for donating the first time. My Streamlabs will be in all my links, my videos now moving forward. Every single week, I will have a new live stream. If that is a Q&A or my friend comes on, we do a Max Talks movie news show. We break down the latest news in the world of entertainment as it pertains to movies and TV shows. But every week, hopefully every Monday, I can do this video. I'm not sure if I'm doing a live stream. As of now, I'm supposed to be back here in Philly on Monday after a train ride. So if I'm back on the time that I'm supposed to be back here on, then I should be able to actually just do a live stream at 4 o'clock. Right back here again on Monday with another Q&A. If for some reason my train's delayed or I'm just too exhausted from the pay-per-view I'm going to the night before, I'll probably do a live stream either Wednesday or Thursday. So stay tuned for my YouTube channel for more videos. Brian, Katie, I had so much fun. Darkroom reviews. Any of you who else were watching this, thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you guys soon.